Welcome to another episode of the Ask Swenk Show. This is episode 47. And on today's episode, we are going to be chatting about, should you merge with another agency? Like, what are the do's and the don'ts? Should you look at what others are charging and competitively price accordingly? And can an agency truly be scalable?
I'm Jason Swenk, and I'm answering your questions. And this is Ask Swenk.
Now, before we jump into the episode, I want to tell you about this cool software that I wish I had. And it's called Quala, and it's really pretty cool because it really takes kind of the proposal and puts it online and creates this website where people can engage with it and interact with it and really sign and even pay on this software. And it's really pretty cool. And it really helps you really elevate your game and separates you from everybody else. And everybody's always looking for that competitive edge. So if you want to know more about this amazing software that I want you to check out, go to jasonswenk.com/proposal software. That's /proposal software, okay? Go there now, check it out. You'll get a free trial. And the other cool thing is if you put in the smart agency of where you actually found it, you'll get 3 months free after the trial expires. It's an amazing tool that can help you out, so go check it out now. All right, so let's get into the first question. So this is from Rikki. I'm considering merging with a design and development agency. We are a digital marketing agency and we think it's a good move because the services are very complementary. What do you think the pros and the cons are? The pros of it are, obviously there's complementary services, and rather than getting 20 cents on the dollar or pound or euro or peso or wherever you're at, right? Rather than getting 20 cents, now you might be able to get 75 cents because now you offer more and they're complementary, right? So let's say you're an inbound agency and then this one company can design websites and develop applications, and a lot of your clients need that. Could be a really cool, advantage for you, going in, and you can get closer to, helping that particular client out rather than focusing on one thing. It also depends on where you're at, I think, in what you're strong at and what you're weak at. So this could be, I see a lot of agencies start out and some are really, really good at sales. And then the others are really bad at operations or vice versa. So when you merge, if that solves that, right, you're really good at sales, but you were stinking in delivery and operations, and they were good at that, and they were sucky at sales, it'd be a really good pro. Now, the disadvantage of merging is now you have partners or partner. And I have a saying that you either know the bad partner or you're the bad partner. It's just, you're going to get to a point. I went through this. You're going to get to a point where the agency or the business is going to outgrow one of you, okay? And you got to think about what do we need to do, and that's why an operating agreement is so important, especially if you're merging. So make sure you put an operating agreement really highly detailing what the responsibilities are, what happens if one person wants out, what happens if one person's not delivering, right? And just so you have it all detailed. Don't think about, it's all sunshine and rainbows now, and it's always going to be that way. It's not. You're going to go through adversity. You're going to go through challenges. And you just need to know what you need to do, okay? And in the very beginning, it's really cool, but a lot of times I've seen companies go down just because of this and because of partnerships. What I tell people is if you're weak in certain areas, hire for that. If you're weak in areas of managing and leadership and just knowing how to scale your agency and that kind of stuff, surround yourself with other people that have been there and done that. Get in groups of other agency owners, that kind of stuff. I'm not saying get in my groups specifically, but look for other groups. I mean, I'd love to have you in our group, the Agency Elite. So go to jasonswenk.com/agency elite. Shameless plug, Jason. Bad of you, right? But hey, I'm doing this content for free, so you can't yell at me for plugging my own stuff. But that's kind of my thing is like, for my core business, I'll never partner with someone, okay? For side businesses, I will partner all day long because it's not my core focus, right? The side businesses are always kind of an experiment. And I know, Rikki, this is your core business, right? This is your money generator. This is what you're passionate about. So my suggestion to you would be to not. The only other way I'll tell you is, if you've kind of started this company or this agency out of like just building a job for yourself, and you're at a point where you're going to close it down and go work for someone, then merging with someone would be really beneficial, right? So a lot of you may be in that situation, but hopefully that answered your question, all right? So got it? All right. So second question. I'm gonna butcher this name, but I think I can get it. I really do. I think I can get this. Imani. Did I get it? Comment below. How do you know if you're competitively priced? I thought about getting proposals from my competitors for the type of businesses that I would work with. All right, I love this question, right? Because I had so many people, and I used to do this too, well, I did this in the very beginning, not toward the end, or even the middle. But I thought that we would win deals based on pricing alone, and it's actually a mistake, okay? People don't decide to work with you based on price, okay? Or they don't decide not to work with you based on price. It's an urgency, right? Think about it this way. If you're about to have a heart attack and the doctor could save your life, are you going to ask the doctor how much it costs? No, right? There's urgency to live. And so when you're pitching a proposal or you're in a pitch, it never comes down to price. You need to figure out what's the urgency. What's going to happen if they don't do this? Or what's going to happen when they do this, right? And you can create urgency. That's what you need to do. It doesn't matter what you're charging. Most of you are not charging enough. And if you keep, I constantly say this, and I just want to beat this through your guys' heads, is if you're too busy, you're not charging enough. Okay, and you need to raise your prices. Almost everybody I work with and everybody I see, I ask them their pricing and I ask them how they came up with their pricing. And it's just kind of like, well, our competitors were charging around this, so we wanted to charge a little bit lower. When you start pitching on price, you're racing to the bottom. Who wants to race to the bottom? Don't you want to race to the top and be the best and have that premium, right? Even if you're charging $50,000, $100,000 websites, race to the top, right? This is not just for people charging $5,000 for, retainers. This could be someone charging 50,000 retainers. You really need to look at what your clients in the past have gotten results on and price accordingly to that. And so when you actually start knowing the value you're delivering to your clients, then you can start looking at what you're pricing and say, man, this guy made $1 million. Why am I charging $5,000 a month? That's not right. I need to raise my prices. And I'm not saying raise your prices with your existing clients. You can when they come up for renewal, and you're not going to send an email and say, prices raised 500% because Jason told me. Don't do that. I don't want to get killed by your clients. I'm talking about doing this for your new clients, right? And constantly refreshing your clients, because you're going to outgrow a lot of your clients. And so don't worry about pricing. Don't waste your time and waste other people's time to figure out, oh, this person's charging this for SEO or pay-per-click or web design. It doesn't matter. Really, truly understand the value that you're providing and price accordingly, and then figure out the urgency that that prospect has. And you can really change your agency, I promise you. All right. So Peter, he asked on Twitter, cool, how do I scale a creative agency? Can it be scaled? Some say agencies in general cannot be scaled. Well, I think the people that don't think it can be scaled are the ones that just haven't been able to scale it, because they've been working really in the business, in the agency, and they haven't created the right systems to allow them to grow. I mean, there's so many ways to scale. I mean, that's why I created a whole category on my blog, like how to scale, right? And at the end of the day, it's all about the systems that you have in place. Systems outperform talent all day long, okay? I don't care if you hired the best people in the world. If you have crappy systems, you're gonna have crappy results and you're not going to be scalable, and you're going to be pulled into 1,000 different directions. Like if you're doing everything right now, yeah, the business isn't scalable and you really need to take it up a notch. But the only way to do this is to create systems in place where you know how to price, systems in place for standard operating procedures for delivering, standard operating procedures when leads come in, onboarding clients, right? How do I bring on new employees? How do I bring on new contractors? How do I find strategic partnerships, right? All of these are systems that you need in place that are documented. So literally, if you were creating a franchise tomorrow, right, you would want to be able to go, here's everything you need to do. And if you do this, you'll be successful. I mean, heck, that's why I created the agency playbook, right? I truly wanted to create a standard operating procedure and show all these different systems in order for you, and all of you guys watching, to figure out how to scale and how to get to the next level. So think about all the systems that you have in place now. I'm not talking about technology. I'm thinking about how do you come up with pricing, right? We just talked about pricing. How do you, onboard your employees? Do you have processes in place? And I'm not saying you have to do it all at once, but just start with one at a time. Finish one commitment until success. Focus, right? Finish one commitment until success, and just document that, and you'll kill it. And it takes time, right? And do that. And if you want to speed up the process, I'll do another shameless plug. Check out the agency playbook, jasonswenk.com/playbook. But I hope that helps. And so you can do that. Cool?
I want you to join the conversation. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Thanks for giving me your most valuable asset, your time.